Last week, I won $9 million, $500,000 in cash, and a brand new Mercedes. All I had to do was pay these guys some money, and I could have all that stuff. Can you imagine that? What we're going to talk about today is scams, and it's getting bad.
It's bad.
They are using AI, voice changers. It is getting really insane.
Mm-hmm.
Last week I got a call that I won the Publishers Clearinghouse. What was that?
I don't know. I don't think that one leg was out all the way or something.
Last week, Publishers Clearinghouse said I had won. A guy called me. He sounded American, sounded like it was the real deal, gave me a number to call, and gave me a verification number. So I called that number with my verification number. I read it to the guy, and I purposely said a number wrong. He's like, well, I don't have you in the system. Well, I want to say this first before that. They sent me to a secretary that sounded like a American girl. I mean, this was insane.
So that's a big operation going on.
It is, it's just crazy. So I call, and he's like, oh, that's not the number. So I'm like, oh, I don't know. And then I give him the right number. And then he says, like, I've got to go to Dollar General or somewhere and get a card so I can get my money because I got to pay some fees or whatever. I don't know if it's like $200 or I can't remember.
Let me also say, you knew this was a scam.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you went along with it,
absolutely.
trying to figure out
I love playing with these scammers all the time.
What they were going to say, like the process, because we knew this was something we wanted to alert the public about.
Yeah, I talk to scammers all the time. I want to waste as much time as I can from them.
He looks forward to answering it to like...
Yeah, we love to mess with them at work. We all do it. I just want to waste as much of their time as I possibly can so they're not scamming a real person.
Yeah.
And everybody, if you know somebody, your family, your kids, your grandparents, they are actually, what you saying, they're targeting...
Yeah, they're targeting the elderly because, you know, they get confused, so they'll promise them all this stuff. They just have to pay. They're targeting kids, which is, to me, even worse.
And it's really bad what they're doing with these kids. I just read one the other day, and it was just so sad.
It didn't end well. We won't say what happened, but you can pretty much...
we can't say what happened.
Figure out.
It was...
You've got to talk to your kids.
It's horrific what's going on with these scammers.
Yeah.
These are scammers that...
Professional.
You know, people ain't... They believe it. I don't know why. We try to teach people there's scams out there to not fall for it.
But the scams are getting so, like, real. Like, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, this sounds...
And I actually was reading the other day, too. There was actually a Google employee that got scammed, like a tech guy. And what they're doing, they're sending emails. They are sending messages to your mailbox. Mm-hmm. We got one the other day.
We got one a few weeks ago.
It
was scary.
It was scary because they had a picture of our house.
In the email.
The email, the address, our name.
Threatening letter with it.
Yes.
Saying they knew what we did, which...
Yeah, we didn't do nothing.
We didn't do anything.
They don't know nothing.
They don't know nothing.
And, you know, even though I know that they have nothing on us, it still sucks getting something like that.
So we went through and changed.
We changed all of our passwords because make sure you have antivirus.
Yes. On your computers, you've got to protect yourself.
Yeah, and when you get emails, anybody can have your email address. Make sure that you don't click on an email and go through that way. Like if it says verify this or that, or go into the actual website from your browser that's protected. Go to that website or an app that you had installed. Go that way. Don't go through emails, actually. A lot of people don't know this. And I also want to talk about sometimes you think you're messing with a good person or something, and they're a bad person. And I want to talk about, like, Rambo. Rambo was not the good guy.
The movie, okay.
The First Blood. He goes in this town, and this sheriff sees him and thinks, this guy doesn't look, he looks like he may blow up my town. I'm going to take him out of my town. So he drops him off. Nope, Rambo comes back. And guess what Rambo does? Rambo blew up the town. The sheriff was right. Rambo blew up the town. So just think about, you may think you're talking to a good person or what, you're not. They're scamming you.
Those movies we were talking about, like Scream.
Yeah.
I think it was Scream, where she answers the phone. Don't answer the phone. Like,
if you don't answer the phone or you hang up, well, guess what?
there's no movie.
There's no movie. There's nothing that happens.
They're getting very cunning too, because I was talking to him earlier. They're getting your telephone number, and it will ring to a family member, and they think it's you. And then they've got the AI with your voice. Somehow they've got your voice, and they're saying, I'm in jail, or I've been kidnapped. Send the ransom money here. I've seen stories where mothers are getting these calls from their daughters, and they're, immediately sending money, and it was all fake.
It's their daughter's voice.
That is so scary.
They've got voice changers.
So here's the other thing. If this, you need to have a talk with your kids, create a word, a safe word, we'll just call it that, where if you get that kind of call, your daughter could say apples, and it's really her. That's
a good idea. Yeah, that apples idea that's great. I didn't even think about that. So a safe word that they would know, that's great. And maybe try to call them before you get, you start giving money away. I can change my phone number to anything I want it to be. A lot of people don't know that, I think. If you want your phone number to be the sheriff's department or whatever you want it to be, there's apps for that. They've been out forever. You could always change your phone number since we've had smartphones.
Yeah.
So don't think you're getting these phone calls and putting numbers out there that are fake numbers. I talked about the Google guy. I mean, that's crazy, an actual Google person.
Yeah, when they're getting scammed, that's bad.
It is. Make sure you get an antivirus for all your computers and stuff. Passwords, you cannot have the same password.
Yeah.
You cannot do that. Do not have the same password for everything.
It's not safe.
It is not safe at all. And I know you're doing it. I know you are. So just go out there. It's rough changing all your passwords. We try to do it, every few years at least, or if we get a data breach. And I actually, we just switched over to AT&T, and it has this thing where it tells you how much your stuff is in data breaches. My email address, my phone number, address, 19 breaches.
And is that company selling your information?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was actually like Facebook too.
Yeah.
It actually tells you where the data breach was and how they got your information. And it's some of these major companies. It's just not scammers and stuff like that. But when you go places, I remember back, I was at Vegas for a show, and we was getting scanned by these people. Well, the next time we went to Vegas for another show, my boss is like, no, do not let them scan your thing, because they was getting so much mail and they was getting so much stuff from when we was just getting our stuff scanned. It was insane.
Yeah, we've even gotten calls saying you've won cruises. Like when you go to some of those outdoor stores, I'll not list them.
And we've done this before.
Where you sign up to try and win a trip, and then
you win the trip, and it's actually a timeshare.
Yeah.
And we've done some timeshares, but when you do that, they're probably selling your information.
If it's too good to be true, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And I say a lot of people's been on those timeshare things where you got to spend like an hour or whatever.
It's fun.
She hates it.
Good times. It's so.
It doesn't bother me at all.
Like nerve-wracking to me, because they're trying to sell it to you, and it's not fun. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Go get a different hotel.
It is worth it.
No.
We was at Disney, and we spent, I don't know, it's like $50 or $100 to stay for like 3 days.
Yeah, but you had to go to like a 3 or 4 hour
No,
speech.
it was only like 2 hours.
It was very
it wasn't
involved.
That bad. She hates it.
I don't like it, and that's not the first time we did that.
All right, guys, hang up the phone.
Tell your kids,
Tell your kids.
your
tell your
grandparents,
family.
your aunts,
Show them this video.
friends.
This is quit getting scammed.
Yeah.
Let's stop these scammers. If no one gets scammed, there's no more scammers.
Yeah,
That's
put them out of business.
That should be on the billboards.
Yeah.
I just made a billboard for somebody. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Click the bell for notification.
We'll catch you on the next review.
Bye.
Bye.
And don't get scammed.
And don't get scammed.
Don't get scammed. All right. Who is it? Penny? Who is it?
Perfect timing.
Yeah.